Hey guys, what's up? Younglitmama. I am back with another video, and today's video I'm just gonna jump right into. I'm not gonna do any of my normal random blah 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 spiel at the beginning, but I figured today we should start the flow, right? We will start the word vomit of my life, the past that I've lived, and where I'm at now. So I figured the best place to start before I just jump in and start saying and telling stories and walking through different events, I think that the best place to start is from the beginning as much as I can. You know what I mean? So I guess if you are new to my channel, what is up? Like I said, I'm Younglitmama. I am a mother of one. I am in long-term recovery, and I have been clean from heroin for 2.5 years, and I've been clean from meth for 3.5 years. So, yeah, that is kind of what my drugs of choice were and where I'm sitting right this second. So let's journey on back to, what the hell started all of that. So I guess let's just start from the jump. I was born in Colorado. My parents then moved to where we are now in Arizona. My parents had a very rocky relationship. They were together for a very long time. I believe they were married for about 16 or 17 years before they split. So there was a lot that happened in that time. We moved here, and my dad has a lot of issues of his own, a lot of demons of his own that he refuses to work on or acknowledge for the most part. So addiction runs in the family, the gene runs in the family, and my dad has very strong addictive tendencies. My dad's drug of choice originally was alcohol. He gave that up roughly around the time that I was, maybe 5. And then he switched to methamphetamines. So he's got some anger issues and other things mixed in there, but the gene, I guess is what I'm getting at, was present. And I had a very tough, strenuous, mentally abusive relationship when it comes to my dad. So after my parents split, my dad was out of the picture. We didn't really see him. I didn't see him unless he needed something. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to paint this picture. So I didn't have a father figure at all. I didn't have a male figure at all growing up. I never have. I have never had a strong male figure. And I say that because I don't think people realize how necessary that is for a young woman, a woman in general, growing up. And having a stable, strong male figure, it doesn't have to be your father, but just having that strong male figure is so important to girls and women and young adults, young teen girls as they grow up. I don't think people realize that the idea and views that we have as women a lot of the time have stemmed from daddy issues. As silly as that term can be, it is 100% true. And so I just want to put that in here, okay? So let's get on into it. I was a very good kid. I like to talk back the normal stuff. About the time that I hit, I want to say junior high, I was smoking weed and drinking, mainly just smoking weed with some girlfriends of mine. And then I started partying my freshman year of high school because I had a lot of my friends have always been older than me. Whether or not you agree with that or not is a whole other topic, but I have just always ventured towards people that are a little bit older to me. I just think I have one of those old souls in certain aspects. And so I had a lot of senior and junior friends when I was a freshman. And especially because I was on the cheer team, I was on the dance team, I coached the junior high girls, and then I actually had a best friend of mine move in with me. I believe when I was a sophomore or junior, she moved in because she was having some problems of her own. So already she was older than me, and I would hang out with her, and you know what I mean? My high school is so small that when there's a party, everybody goes. So I started drinking very, very young, partying really young all the time. And that's pretty much all it was, is just me getting really drunk. I got a job at the hookah lounge when I was way too young to be working there, and that led to a lot of parties and stuff too. Fast forward, let's say maybe my sophomore year of high school, I was introduced to a girl, and we hit it off and we clicked, and it was just best buds, best friends, right? We were so close, we hung out all the fucking time. It was ridiculous. And we had like a little group, right? A little friend group. And there was this one kid in our friend group that I just thought God had blessed the fucking earth with, right? I just thought this kid was all that in Jesus on his birthday. And I fell hard. I thought he was really hot. I thought he was smart. For the longest time, I thought he was one of the most intelligent people I had ever met. He was witty, he was funny, he was so funny. And so I started developing feelings, yeah. So this kid, I think a lot of kids in high school are like this, but, he was really into just the idea of being a drug addict and just the idea of being in that lifestyle. And I think that's tricky, and that it seems to be a lot of the general consensus, at least in my experience. I've met so many individuals that literally grew up wanting to be in the drug scene and wanting to be a drug addict and dealer, and it was looked at as cool, you know what I mean? And that's how this kid was. And I just thought he was all that in a bag of chips. So I would do anything and everything to hang out with this person, talk to this person, make this person notice me, see me, anything, right? And it started turning into a lot of me going along with things because he was involved. And I am not putting any of my choices on anybody. I 100% chose to do all of this. Just letting you know. I was stuck in that young, I think I'm in love, I like this kid, so anything he does or wants to do, I like doing too, right? So fast forward to me and this kid are starting to kind of just hang out, him and me, all the time. And that led to my first experience with coke. And we went to a party at a girlfriend's house of mine, and there was a kid there that was trying to sell coke. And this kid that I was head over in heels in love with came up to me and was like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to go in on a bag and share some? So I was like, sure. Hell yeah, absolutely. I do this all the time, of course. And so that was as easy as that decision was. Me and this kid went to the bathroom with the kid that had it. We paid him, and he set us up. So, somehow I ended up going first, and I think it was just one of those situations where I was like, just act like you're cool, just, you know what you're doing, just do what you see in the movies. And I did. And it was alright. I mean, like, I've never been a huge, like, woo, cocaine. But it was good. It was fine. And it started giving me that feeling that alcohol does. Do you know what I mean? When you're young and you try alcohol, the first thing people say is they enjoy doing it because it makes them feel looser. Like they can just talk to anybody. They feel less anxiety. They feel comfortable. Sometimes that sexual arousal comes on. Do you know what I mean? And that's how Coke was for me. It was like, oh, so I can do just that and be fine. I can do that and hang out with people and not be weird and awkward. Okay. So that then led me and this kid down a different path. So this kid was a year older than me. So now I'm a junior. He is a senior. And we're moving more into cough syrup. So this was big for a little bit when I was in a high school, junior high. Not junior high. I was a junior in high school, and I actually got dinged from multiple CVS and Walgreens around the area that my school was because I was buying so many bottles of cough syrup so often that they flagged me and they were like, yeah, this girl, don't sell her that. So I don't know if any of you know any of that, but yeah, there is specific types of cough syrup. I'm not going to explain any of that because you don't need to know. But there are certain types of cough syrup. You have to be 18 years old to buy, to purchase, and it has a ingredient or there's chemicals in it that when you take a lot of it, it's a like very chill, trippy, spacey, opiate-ish kind of high. And so me and this kid would just down bottles of cough syrup before school, at school, after school, baseball games, basketball games. We were always fucked up. And I'm making it sound like this is kind of like one day after the other, but this is over a couple years. I mean, this is my sophomore year, junior year, senior year, okay? So I'm not realizing it, but I'm developing slowly, very progressively, with all these warning signs. I'm creating this addiction for myself, okay? That I obviously didn't see. So I want to say come he graduates, I'm now a senior. And now we start fucking with pills. Vicodin at first, and we moved our way up. 5s, 10s, perk 5s, perk 10s, 15s, 30s, you know what I mean? And I worked my way up through being addicted to 15s and 30s. I would say right off the bat that was my first addiction, my first problem. And noticing it was with these pills, and it wasn't like a progressive, oh, I noticed that I'm needing it a little bit more, oh, I'm noticing I need it a little bit more. It was one day I woke up, I didn't have it, and I was like, wow, I feel like shit, I feel like hell, like what the heck. And there wasn't a going back. There wasn't a period that I stopped and I was like, oh shit, if I keep going, I'm not going to be able to stop. It was too late at this point. And from that, the pills and the amount that I needed, the amount that him and I needed, my stuff clicked off, sorry guys, but is the amount of stuff that we needed, we couldn't afford. And it got to a point that that conversation hit. That conversation hit where, that conversation hit between me and now my boyfriend. I started dating this kid by the time I was a senior, and it turned into very clearly a codependent, toxic situation. And the conversation arose where he came to me and was like, look, our dude doesn't have pills right now. And I can't find any. So he does have something, but I don't know if you're going to be up to trying it. But we can get it. We can just get a little bit, and we can just, it'll keep us well, because I know you don't feel good, so it'll get us back to feeling okay, and then tomorrow we'll just find pills, okay? That's how this was presented. And so I was like, okay, well, what are you thinking? Like, what are you talking about? And heroin. It's the first time I was introduced to heroin. And he said, look, it's so much cheaper, it's so much stronger. He has it, we'll just go get that, and then we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to always do this. It's just because right now we need it. Okay. I can't forget. That's what I said. I mean, I was like, okay, I guess let's do this. But I remember asking, because he was talking to me like he had already done this before, and I was under the impression that he had never done this. And so he then let it be known to me that, yes, he had tried heroin before, but only like one other time before, so he knew how to do it. He just didn't tell me. I don't know. I really don't know if I believe that to this day, but I was told that he had tried it before. So whatever, we go and we pick it up. And he shows me what to do, and we smoked it off of a tray, and that was it. We didn't go back to pills. Our dude didn't even start selling pills anymore. He straight up stopped selling pills altogether and just switched to dope. So that was it. No more pills. It was heroin from then on. And I hit the ground running hard. And so much clearly happened before that, and so many crazy stories and situations and run-ins and what have you. And then even going further, same thing. The minute I started heroin, I thought this was crazy. I was in for a whole different ballgame. And so being addicted to the heroin led to so many different incidents, so many scenarios, so many different friend groups, so many different periods in my addiction. Until one day I made the decision while I was waiting with my dope dealer and hanging out. He had G. And yet again, another topic me and the boyfriend I was seeing had communicated about that we weren't going to do. He didn't want me doing it. I said I didn't want to do it. I had watched my dad do it. It didn't seem like anything I was into. Until the day hit that someone was like, you want some? You want to try it? I can help you. And again, it's that easy. I was hooked from that day on. I actually have a story time, funny enough, about the first time that I smoked G or methamphetamines. So if I can figure out how to do that whole linking a video, I will try to leave the link in the description box so you guys can check that out. Otherwise, it's like 2 videos ago, so you guys should go check that out. It's a really good story. But that is what introduced me to meth now. So now I had this addiction running with heroin, and I was starting this whole other one over here with meth. A long time went by, a lot of crazy stories that I'm sure we will get into, but I guess I just kind of want to walk you through the process of what I started as my addiction and the progression and how worse it got, the types of drugs that I got to, okay? So, starting with alcohol, weed is a whole other conversation, and I do not believe that is a gateway drug. Trauma is a gateway drug, and that is all I will say on that. But my addiction started with alcohol, and it worked its way up. So, I'm sitting here now, you know what I mean, heroin and meth, and then a couple years later, that led me to my amazing boyfriend now. But that led me into a different situation. Now I am a wingman. I am selling. I am hustling like crazy. I have way too much money coming in and out. I have way too much product coming in and out. And now I'm not only messing with meth and heroin, but I decided to add crack into the mix. I figured out one day that crack is just a different processed cocaine. And I was like, wait, you're telling me I can make crack from coke? Then what's it? Oh, I ain't a crackhead. It is coke, hun. So, yeah, it led to that. I never was a big fan of crack or anything. I did it, but it wasn't ever anything I fiended for, thank God. But just yet again, it's what it led to. It's what it led to. And the addiction overall for myself, 100%, yes, is heroin and meth. But just addiction. Just the tendency to find something I think helps me or I think feels okay and good, and all of a sudden that's what I need in life and that's all I'm going to do in life. And when it's something like a substance, clearly it's not healthy, clearly it's not the right path, but obviously there's something else underlining. And it's like I was saying earlier, it's trauma. It's trauma, unresolved, unattended, and it will take hold. So, yeah, I've pretty much tried it all. I wouldn't say that. I haven't tried everything, but I've tried a lot. And my addiction took me to a very dark place, very young, very fast. And I'm so thankful that I got out and that I'm, fighting every day for my recovery and for my mental health. But it's so much easier. It is so much easier than I think people understand. Becoming addicted and letting out those addictive tendencies and starting an addiction is so much, I don't want to say quick. It's so steady. It's a very fast, steady situation. And what I mean by that is it could be as easy as a blink of an eye. I tried heroin once and I was hooked. Was I dependent on heroin? I was dependent on opiates, so yes. But the addiction itself starts here, and that hits immediately. And I think that's where the tendency of, I had time to stop and realize, hey, you're gonna start. I had that time, right? I had that time to be like, hey, it's weird, you've been doing this for so long and you're not stopping, and if you stop, you're getting sick. That means you are becoming dependent. And my head was just like, no, you're fine, it's okay, you can get more, there's more. It makes you feel good. It got you the dude that you think is oh so holy. What could be so bad? Everything could be so bad, you guys. I don't really know how to end this, because I could talk forever, but I really want to hone in and really share this story in a way that makes it relatable and understandable and informational. I want to be able to not just be here for all of those that have gone through the same thing and can just be that, that light, that understanding, but I also want to be that educational person. I want to be that advocate, and I'm excited for the route this is going. I'm excited that I started a new job, and it is just making me feel a lot happier and like I want to sit down and film and and feel comfortable just sitting down and filming. And I have to give a huge shout out to Jen Cutting, I believe is her last name. She is a newer YouTuber here on the platform. Again, if I can figure out how, I will put her info down below and on the screen. But she is someone that I found from Jessica Kent, and I love Jen. I love her. I love watching her videos. I like how she talks to us. I like the comfortability about her videos. And I just want to say thank you, girl, for, I know you won't ever see this, but thank you for just being that extra push and making me feel like I think it's time to start from the beginning and share my story too. So I hope you guys stuck around. I hope it wasn't too randomly or rambly. And I hope you will hit the subscribe button. Make sure to turn your notification bell on. I am also on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Suicide Girls, and OnlyFans. So if you want to check any of that out, again, I will leave that all in the description box. And until next time, I hope you guys will stick around, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.